Hi guys, welcome to another edition of OMG WAT DAT. Today we are in a location that we are not allowed to say the name of, but the name is translated to the land of singing shells. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know why. But tonight we're really not gonna do anything special. I'm here with Poke. My name's Jubu, and welcome to OMG WAT DAT. And I'll go walk around as usual and show you where we're at. But let's get set. So guys, we're here. I'm gonna give you a brief history of the location so you know where I'm at. But as we go around the location, I'm not gonna be filming anything in regards to this little spot. It's primarily because there's a no social media ban on it. I will give you a heads up of just so you know, I'm with Poke. Poke, stop doing that. You scared me. But just to give you a heads up, we're here at the land of the singing seashells. That's the name in translation. I will call it by its original name, Luakaha. I'll also be calling it with a different another name, which is Kavaluna, which is originally what the hail was. Anyway, let's go and look around and get an idea of where we're at. So I'm gonna face the camera around so that you see what I'm doing. I just want to make sure, I just want to make sure you guys actually see the area. It's a beautiful spot here in the valley, and it's a shame that a few people has done things to cause this to be a kind of like a no-go place. For those of you who do the trails, you know that this is a closed off area that you shouldn't be coming, but I know people are still going. Anyway, let's go and look around. Alright guys, once again we're back. I'll just show you the road that we're on. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but this is the road to the Poly. This is Old Poly Road, but this location is off limits to hikers. I'm not going to show you the entrance. I'm just going to show you the area that we're at. We're not even in the area itself. We're actually on the outside area, so just to be safe, we're just trying to be respectful to the area and not say anything in regards to this location. Poke's over there. He's doing currently a live right now, so we're gonna try to get away from him while he does this. So let's just take a cruise. The ground is pretty still wet, just so you know. And this building right here is a board of water supply location. I do believe this is a relay station or something like that for water or whatever. But we're situated just off the trail, and we're further up Judd. Like I said, during the day this place looks really awesome, guys. It is weird, but since we've been here, we heard those sirens and all that kind of thing. Anyway, this is the road, and in the back there's actually some kind of field that you can't really see. Let me see if I can show the sign. But it is said at this location, even in the outskirts of it, you see stuff. there is a community, and we're basically in that community right now. So we're pretty far from the trail. So guys, please, as a respect to the Hawaiian nation and the heritage and all that, please don't try looking for this trail. We're not even at the trail. We're basically in the vicinity. Well, we just want to tell you that this place is kind of off limits for the people for the hikers. The hikers have come over here, and I just wanted to film this because I wanted to discuss respect again. I know people are getting tired of hearing me say things over and over again, but I just want to cover it. Anyway, this is actually the location of where we're at. As you can tell, we're pretty far from the area. There is houses just across this bunch of trees. So as you can tell, we're pretty far. I'm just going further down and just cruising along the area that we're at. We can't go any further, so we're just gonna hang out in that corner. I'm kind of investigating the sound that I'm hearing. There's a house in the trail. I'm not gonna go down that trail. I don't really feel too comfortable going past this area. Whoa! I fell in a hole. But I do believe this is a transfer station, and that's what's probably making that noise right now. But earlier, I was hearing a weird thumping noise. I'm not gonna call it a night marcher. It didn't have any real rhythm to it, so I'm assuming that's just the wind blowing something on, whatever. Anyway, this is Luokaha. I will call it Luokaha for now, so it's easier. But for those of you who has come to this area, you can understand where we're at. Pokés are just up the road. I'm further down, and yeah. So let me get settled so that we don't interfere with Poke and all that, and other drivers. Most of these people don't realize you can't, even on the weekend, you can't go past the poly. They'll end up coming around. Anyway, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back at the car. The grass is pretty wet, but because we can't really go nowhere, and Poke is walking around down there. He's down there, and he's doing his live right now. I don't want to interfere with his live, but just to give you a heads up, first off, thank you for coming down for this edition of OMG WAT DAT. If you guys like what we do, please share, like, and subscribe. Currently right now we're at Luokaha, and we wanted to film this for a while now, but the reason why I wanted to film is I just wanted to go about and talk about respect and all that. For those of you who live here on the islands, you understand why this particular one is closed off. One of the reasons why we're not planning to actually film how to get there or whatever is primarily because I'm gonna tell you the story of this location. Originally this location was open to the public, but due to people coming over here and showing disrespect, they've opted to close it off. this year, actually, I think it was this year or last year. I'm not exactly sure what year, but it was in February. The last straw was drawn, and Department of Land and Natural Resources chose to shut down the trail to this this great place, because they're trying to fix it. What I'm talking about is the heart that was etched into the wall, which is now erased, by the way, I think. But that was the last straw. Before that, I do believe in 2016, somebody had etched crosses on this landmark. I do not understand why people would want to do that. In fact, people shouldn't be doing stuff like that when they come to any type of locations. But it's designed for it. Originally, the hikers came over here with respect and all that, and then somebody just chose to, just maybe one or two people came here to show total disrespect for the people and the island. I don't understand why would you want to do that. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to come here to film and relay the stories involved in this location. But I feel so disappointed that this place is closed down, primarily because of few visitors that think it was okay to do what they needed to do. The last straw was, like I said, etching a heart. You know, it doesn't really matter if it was Valentine's Day. It should have not been happen, and it happens. But yeah, I'm not gonna show you the how to get there or the entrance. I can't stop you from coming. Fact of the matter is, if Department of Land and Natural Resources just take that sign out, life would be so much easier for people who are trying to maintain and restore the location. Anyway, that being said, that's my rant for the disrespecting thing. But I'm really here to try to relay the story so people don't forget. Anyway, here at this location, I'm gonna call it Luakaha, which is its original name prior to it being called the Land of the Singing Shells. Now, one of the reasons why it's called the Land of the Singing Shells, people, is there used to be a snail. Yes, there used to be a snail that used to make sounds here. It's no longer here, it's extinct. And that's one of the reasons why back in the days they called that name. Anyway, to just give you a whole story of this location, let me get my bearings straight. Let me get a drink of soda. I'll be right back. Hi guys. Okay, I got my drink. This location was formerly known as Luakaha before this name that was put onto it. Prior to that, it was also known as Kavaluna. During the war to unify the Hawaiian Islands, originally Kamehameha had come over here. Now, I've been talking about the Battle of Nu'uanu for so long. It's kind of redundant, but this location here, if you've watched my videos, I've been tracking it. The battle started in Kapiolani Park, or what was Kapiolani Park, or what was Panaenaena at that time. And Kamehameha fought his way up towards Punch Bowl, no, towards the base of Nu'uanu Valley. At a certain point, he sent a special forces to small portion of his forces to Punch Bowl, the area which we call Punch Bowl now, which was in military sense a bad idea, but he gambled and he got it. Basically, he had sent sorry, I'm gonna kind of move because what do you call, we can hear Poke, and if I can hear Poke, they can hear us. Anyway, hi guys. Okay, got myself a drink. I'm actually kind of away from the car because Poke's still doing his live. I'm actually on the concrete, sitting down with my back towards the grass area. If you see something, please Tell me. Anyway, just to give you a heads up, guys, I'll give you the history and the rundown of this location. Originally, just checking. Give you a rundown of this location. The land of the singing shells is a historic part of the Hawaiian culture. Like I was saying earlier about how a few apples fuck up everything. How a few tourists had come over here and vandalized the location. I agree with what DLNR has decided to do, but I think what they should have done is totally took away the sign, so people won't even know that's actually something. It's primarily because I don't want to see these historic spots. I may not be Hawaiian, but I don't want to see these historic spots forgotten. And the more they do this kind of stuff, people will forget. And I don't think it's worth closing off something to forget. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do a story here instead of just doing a story at home. I don't agree about sitting in a closet per se and talking about these things, because if you're gonna do this for real and be out there. We're not really looking for spirits tonight. We're just in the location trying to be respectful. We're actually in the outer parts of the section, so we're not even in the area to begin with. But we are talking about a no social media location, so we're not even gonna say the name. So I'm gonna refer to the land of the singing shells to Luakaha, which is a translation to the resting place. Basically, what it is a historic spot that's been isolated here. It's located next to Luakaha Falls, and this location is owned by Kamehameha III. It's his summer palace, and basically it's been forgotten. And now we're here trying to keep the memory going, because it's one of the I call high points of the Hawaiian history, other than the unification of the Hawaiian Islands, which Kamehameha did, his grandfather did. So that being said, I'll tell you the story so you or the history of the area. Well, officially this area is noted for the Grand Luau. It celebrates basically the sovereignty day of the Hawaiian culture from the British, when the British actually illegally took control of the Hawaiian nation. And at the time of Kamehameha III, I think they took hold of the nation for 7 months. It's called something affair. Let me go ask. Hold on, I'll be right back. Anyway, I'm back. It was called the Poulet Affair. Somebody, I can't remember what he was. He was a lord, if I remember correctly. What's going on? Okay, anyway, he can deal with his own issues. I kind of grabbed my notes because this place has a lot of history, just so you know. Basically, the Poulet Affair is when a Lord Poulet had come to Hawaii. He was one of the lords here, and he disagreed with how the British people were being treated. At that time already, what do you call, the Hawaiian nation has been not suing, but trying to get the British to acknowledge that they are a country and all that. This is one of the reasons why there's a lot of sovereignty issues going on. But during the Pulit affair, he took over the country, and yeah, he took over Hawaii. That one guy basically and a bunch of others took over the country, pulled down the Hawaiian flag, put up the British flag, and said, "This is a British colony now. You are ours." And said, "This is British area." For a few months there, Cam 3 basically said, you know, "I'll go talk to the Queen." One problem is he had already ceded the land to Pulit. Pulit did this illegally without authority from the Queen. So, yeah, that's the big issue. The treaty, they created a treaty so that the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian nation needed to basically cede the land. So for 7 months, this was actually British Crown land at that time, ceded by Cam 3 to Lord Pulit, making the Hawaiian nation a British thing. Instead of being a protectorate, it's a British part of the British thing. Anyway, so as time progresses, Kamehameha 3 chose to try. Well, during this time, he's been trying to get the convoy to the Queen. Long story short, he convinces the Queen to have somebody come over here and fix the wrong that was done. The Queen did not know. So this is not something that the British did. This is, again, one of those illegal acts by those people who came here thinking they can do whatever they wanted to back in the old days and all that. Well, let me see who came. Admiral Thomas came down. He came down over here via the orders of the Queen to figure out what's going on and all that. So supposedly he talked to both the King and Pulit. He sided with the King. He officially ordered the dropping of the Union Jack, and replacing the Hawaiian nation, thus ending the occupation of the British of the Hawaiian nations, in which Kamehameha 3 set up a treaty with the Queen and via Admiral Thomas, and restoring the Hawaiian nation in Hawaii. This Grand Luau celebrates that, and that's what was held here, and that's what this place Luakaha is actually noted for. It became Sovereignty Day. Back then, Sovereignty Day was a celebration of the return of the Hawaiian nation back from the illegal takeover of the British. Well, as time progresses, based on what I read, there's no word to why Luakaha, the land of the singing shells, disappeared. People forgot about it. And if I do remember correctly, according to my notes, it was around 1870 when they forgot about this. Now, based on what I know about the Hawaiians, if they didn't want to remember it, they would never pass it on to the next generation. There was no written record. Everything was by mouth. So, based on what I read, the Grand Luau, it was celebrated every year until late 1870s, at which point it was officially forgotten, not celebrated. People were still celebrating, but not celebrating it like a national holiday, and people forgot over time. And hence we get to this point that in 1950, yes, 1950, that's how long they forgot that this location was actually found, and they started doing renovations, not renovations, but restoration of the area. So now we come to the modern day. I heard that because of all that, now that the place is being renovated and being built better, or like the trails and all that kind of. Sorry about the wind, guys. And it's my notes. It's not no ghost that's actually making that cluck cluck cluck. Like I said, tonight is not a night that I'm actually really looking for paranormal. I'm actually here to show respect of this place because it requires its respect. We've kind of screwed it up. But anyway, going back to 1950, restoration started, at which point people were still going on here. Now, based on what I know, time progresses. We enter 2016, the first incident. Somebody had etched 3 crosses upon the ruins of this place with no disregard to anything in any thought. The Hawaiian nation chose to keep it open because I'm pretty sure it's because they didn't want to forget about it. So they forgave whatever. Then we moved on. We start moving on to 2018 or 19, Valentine's Day. One of those years, somebody came here from the mainland and thought it'd be okay to etch a heart in there to show the devotion to their love and all that. I think if you're in a ruins, you wouldn't want to be doing that, but they did anyway. So we come to today. Now, today, the trail and the waterfall of this area is actually off limits. I underlined off limits by permit only. That's one of the reasons why we are not there. If you should go to this area, you will see signs that will say no enter, no social media. That's why we're not in the area. We're actually on the outskirts. No disrespect, no nothing. It's just don't come here. I find reports online saying that there's people still hiking the trail, going to the location, thinking that it's all okay. I truly ask that the Department of Land and Natural Resources to just take that sign off of the road, because people who are respectful and who go there to fix and all that know of this place already. You don't need to have that sign up there. It's just a marker for these trails. The trailhead. I'm hearing some kind of sound. I'm hoping you guys can hear the sound too. It started just when I was talking about the desecration of this monument. Hopefully that we're not angering the ones that are here, but I just want to make sure that people do not forget about this place. Now, something that I want to share, something that most people don't know, is the fact that this place is actually built upon a heiau. I do believe when Camp 3 officially wanted to have a palace here, he chose to that location just because of the mana involved. Now, there's a reason why I'm bringing this all up. I'm giving you the history, and then I'll give you why I think why they're all angry. Prior to Camp 3 putting his mark on the land, basically this used to be a heiau called Kavaluna. There's no real records that ties this except for one entry in a legend. I can't remember what the name, because of course it's a long Hawaiian name, but it states in that legend or that little poem that their king Kamehameha's house is situated on what I call right now the land of the singing shells, and on that spot stood Kavaluna Heiau. So there's a reason why. I do believe Kavaluna Heiau was a Lono Heiau. A Lono Heiau. And basically, if I read correctly, the southeast corner of this location is actually on the Heiau wall. And that being said, this is what I think why this is a totally sacred, haunted, paranormal, like totally scary spot. Currently right now we're in a kind of safe area, so we're not scared at all. Poke's doing his live. That's how much that we really are not we're not really afraid of. But it's a fairly off and on clear night. It's a windy night, which is kind of weird, but it's been windy since we got here. It's died down when I was talking to the stars, but I do believe bye live people. Anyway, so one of the reasons why I believe the spirits here are angry is, first off, we're talking about the Cam 3. Cam 3 is noted for the Great Mahele or Manele or something like that. Please, if I am wrong, correct me. But I do believe Cam 3 was the one who said that we will designate land areas, who owns land and all that kind of stuff. Prior to that, there was no such thing as ownership of the land. It was protecting the land, living with the land. There was no idea of owning land per se. And Cam 3 trying to move the Hawaiian Nation along, move the Hawaiian Nation along, just to, he did this, and it's called the Great Manele or Mahele. What it's all about is he designated lands on all of the islands that if you he basically said this. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You heard
He's
that?
coming up behind me. I said, stop it. I don't like it when he does that.
Because you know why? Because you're talking. Are you talking history yet?
No. What's back here?
Talk history. He likes they like the stuff. Talk about the history. Because you're in this area.
Yeah.
They wanna hear you because you're Hawaiian. Speak the history.
Okay.
So that you don't forget. Speak the history. I'm talking to Poke. Sorry. Because he's doing a live right now. He's walking back and forth. He's being harassed right now. But I do believe the reason why he's harassed, first off, because he's Hawaiian. He has Hawaiian blood. And I think they want us to remember, to keep and remembering. Don't forget. Because if we forget, they are lost to history. And I think in the 1950s when the modern era found them, they want to be known. And then we have these dummies coming from somewhere desecrating the area, and now no one goes there because of what happened. I do believe these spirits are disappointed at the fact that we are choosing to forget. Well, we're here not to forget. That's what me and Poke is doing. And yes, for those of you who think, why are you guys actually in this location? First off, we're not in the location. Secondly, we're talking history. We're trying to keep the remembrance of the location.
What is the Facebook group?
Huh?
The Facebook group?
Hawaii Paranormal Exploration Society.
Yeah. Called Hawaii Paranormal Exploration Society.
Yeah, just think about if you like, if you. I had to take a pause, primarily because I needed to help Poke with his life. But I believe if we do not talk about these things, I believe if we do not even visit or whatever to these locations, people forget. It's like the Hawaiian culture. The mo'o elo, if I remember correctly, it's translated from the stories from your breath, and the reason why they do that is because the stories are supposed to be said and never put on paper. So if no one says anything, people forget. Hence why this place was forgotten for a bit. My theory of why, like I was saying, is at one point it got so jaded that people wasn't coming here anymore to celebrate that thing. Also, the fact that Cam 3 had made the Great Maele or Manele. What that is he told the Hawaiian culture that you now own land. He designated crown lands here. He designated royal lands, the Ali'i lands here. Then he designated the Hawaiian homelands. Now, each of these locations are designated for the king, the Ali'i, and sorry guys, little warning came up. There you go. So, designating the crown, the Ali'i, and then the regular people lands. That's what the Great Mahele just condensed down. People didn't like that. The old days, no one really owned the land. You cultivated the land, you protected the land, you made the land good. The land will, help you out. And I heard something, but I think they're coming up because I'm telling a story, which they probably agree. But yeah, so a lot of people kind of got tired of it, and based on my research about the Great Mahele, I think people were tired of actually coming up here to celebrate it, because a lot of people thought that was more of a celebration towards the British. Because when Cam 3 re-established Hawaiian nation, they gave the what they call popular people status to the British. So the British were like a little bit higher than, say, the Russians and all of that. So they could do whatever really what they did, and a lot of the Hawaiians didn't like that, and I think it just fell away. And eventually, over time, because the Hawaiian nation told the story via their mouth, by telling the story, it was never passed on to the next generation. This is a whole generation of forgetting who this place. And that being said, and that's my opinion, guys, that's just my opinion, but that being said, I do believe the reason why they're angry here is not because of people coming here, is because people had forgotten this location and all that. And it's a shame that people don't visit here. And I understand why, but it's just the whole concept of why did it have to happen this way. We're here to just tell the story. Now, grant you, I do have a few stories. I'm just going to tell you the gist of what you can see if you do come to this location at night. Poke is already experiencing something, primarily because he's just on live and he's talking story. He's not really telling the history. And what I've noted in the past through all the videos that I've actually done, when I start talking about the story and the history of the location, they seem to be interested, but they won't harm us. It's like they want to hear that we haven't forgotten. Yeah. I just heard. It's weird. I heard a uwe. Was it an uwe you said? I heard. I totally heard. I don't know what uwe means, or whatever, but I don't feel threatened by it. So I'm thinking that was a good thing, or that was just a comment about how he feels about basically forgotten. Anyway, now just for the sake of just keeping this stuff, there are stories here. There are night marchers. Be aware, this is one location that's heavy on the night marchers, primarily because I do believe that people have forgotten and people need to remember. This is my way of calling out the mo'o. Huh? Do I hear cars? Yes. I hear it over there though. So it could be inside that community. And also the wind can sound like cars. Pokey said the green he hears the green van of Waimanalo. Now that story is not here, but it's a story that can be said. Supposedly it was told to him by Joe of Hawaiian Hauntings. He's a great guy, I gotta tell you. Go to his group, go to his channel, and sign up. He does a story time on his group, and you know what? He tells a lot of great stories. I recommend, if you guys are looking for somebody to.
Wow! Look at that.
What's that?
I think it froze. The stream just froze up.
Nuuanu. There's also the story of the night marchers, which I was saying earlier. Be aware when you do come over here. Listen carefully, especially if you're not Hawaiian. Yeah. There's a myth that says if they catch you. Now the night marchers are always different, so keep an eye. But if you hear the drums or the conch shell, or even see the fires, the torches, as they come by, keep in mind that you need to be out of the area. Yeah, that's the night marchers. It is said that if any of the night marchers catch you looking at them, they can grab you and take you away. So Poke says you disappear. From what I read, your soul gets instantly torn from your body, and you're like the comic books where your body drops. It's breathing, but you know, everything just moves on. There's also the apparitions of warriors here. I do believe they do walk around this area. There's also the pig god Kamapua, which I have. Anyway, if you guys want to see that one, hear my story in regards to the Kamapua, go to the August Orange video that's on my channel, and I will tell you the experience that I had with Kamapua, primarily because I was one of those idiots that thought, hey, I'm coming from the Kailua side, I'm gonna come over Pali and see if this little myth works. Well, Kamapua scared the crap out of us. Anyway, just remember, if you like the storytelling that we tell on this one, share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, so that's my belief of why they're all angry here and the spirits are kind of pissed off, is primarily because we're not visiting them. And I'm not saying come over here to do ghost stories. I'm not saying come over here just to go lollygagging around. I mean, come over here, show some respect. Respect the place. Show reverence. We're showing reverence by telling them the story. We're also showing reverence by not being in the location, but trying to make them understand that there are still people who remember them. There are still people here that maintains the thing. So yeah, don't forget, share, like, and subscribe. So we're gonna move on to the next item, which I was hoping that we could do a spirit box session, but we'll see. All right, be right back.
Hi.
Okay.
You hear that?
I told you that was a walk.
You hear that? Duke.
I told you that was a walk.
Duke, like, what's that
See,
from?
he's hearing what I'm hearing, guys. It's the walk. It's not
No, it's not the walk.
But it's the walk.
No, it's a drum. You can.
No, it's you hear it in the sky.
No, it's that more down that way. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. See, like,
here, gentlemen.
yeah, here's the crazy people again.
I'm back. Welcome back. Sorry, had some typical difficulties with the phone because it went stop for some reason. I don't know why.
I know why. Because you're not talking about your history. I told you, talk about your history. Then they're not gonna bara you. What speed rate you like?
200.
And the volume is those guys. All right, guys. Just for the sake, we're gonna start a spirit box session here.
How's it going, Ray?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, that's gonna turn off. Okay. You like?
Hi, guys. Anyone here who'd like to speak to us here at Luakaha? I know there's a lot of history in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give us a name, even if it's Hawaiian? Did you hear that? No.
Oh, up there? No.
Okay, while he's doing this, I'm gonna go and figure out. Sounded like a guy, like somewhere back there. I'm gonna go and investigate if somebody's trying to be a troublemaker. So just carry on.
Yeah. Oh, did you bring your EMP pop? Did you bring your pump?
My pump.
Yeah, EMP.
Yeah. Oh, you really want to push that one?
Okay, hold on, guys. We're going to do the EMP pump, yeah?
It will take around 10 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm gonna put it right on your foot. It's gonna affect them. That's why.
Okay, we got an EMP pump right here. Okay?
And it's on right now.
It's on right now. So if what this thing does, it regenerates energy for the spirits to come closer. Yeah. So if you do this kind of things, I advise you to get one because it helps a lot. I mean, it helps really good at that. Really good and all to that. But don't get four and put them in one place.
I want to tell you guys though, this generates an EMF cycle, and if you stay in that area, it will actually give you hallucinations. So that's one thing about the EM pump that I do have. The EMF pump that I do have is an old one. They weaken the newer ones because it would make you feel sick if you're in it too long. Especially if you're a psychic, it'll make you feel sick. It'll also affect digital things, so it might end up popping that out.
Yeah.
And as for this one, it does not have a limit, so you'll keep making it bigger and bigger. So
yeah, you'll keep on regenerating more and more.
So at one point you're gonna have to stop because it'll make you sick anyway. I just want to give that out because it's a good tool to have, everyone. But you gotta remember, there's a certain extent of why you shouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Plasma balls are also the same thing. It does the exact same thing.
Yep.
And the only difference is with a plasma ball, it's too big.
Oh, it gets small in the hand size one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I always thought those ones like the.
Sound like drugs. Get rid of
No, it Reina, yeah. If you wanna hallucinate and see ghosts, you can go buy one and then put it in your room. I'll tell you, I tried it once. It makes you sick. It made me sick. It didn't make me hallucinate.
It just turned on. So they're here. Okay, the spirits are here. Can I have your name, please? Yeah. Oscar, are you here with us, Oscar? Well, this guy right there, Fish,
Yeah.
he's fucking sensitive to the max.
Really?
He's real sensitive to everything.
Can he actually feel through this?
Probably. What's he doing? Is he buying a car?
Tell him if he's moving.
Yeah, he's lingering, so he's moving
Is he
now.
moving down?
Yeah, he's moving.
Because it looks like something's moving down.
Oh, my God.
Is he still here?
On the picture, I saw that white orb.
Yeah.
But it was here.
It started over here. It started moving down.
Yeah. Spirits, what's your name?
Never mind, it's back.
Oh, he's back up.
He's walking back and forth.
Okay. The spirit walking up along the bush side. Can I have your name, please?
I heard no. Just like how I would answer.
Yeah. There's a lady too.
Yeah. Oh, there's somebody else. Somebody just acknowledged, yeah.
Oh, my camera's glitchy. That's what they said. That
My camera.
yeah, the camera's glitchy. I don't know, my hand's shaky for some reason. I don't know what it is. My hand's shaking.
You know me, I know you.
My hand's shaking. I'm holding it and it goes like that. Like, I don't know why.
Should I respond, like, say what they're saying?
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, what do you want?
New Leo is the new. Leo?
Name of one.
Leo? You can. What?
Said 30.
Oh, 30 of them. Holy crap. Pretty cold now.
Yeah, we just heard 30 on this. That means they've been,
Getting chicken skin now.
and the proximity sensors are totally on and has only turned off at least once.
They want to be heard.
They want to be heard. See, you gotta tell your story. I think they're waiting for you, because I already told the history.
I don't have stories.
See, look. It was calm when I was telling the history.
Sorry. Lou what? Lou what?
Liu Li. Liu.
Liu? That's a new.
Is there a Liu? Oh boy. Ah! I heard yeah, but a guy's name. Yes, I heard yeah. See? They like you tell your story.
What story? What story I have?
Sorry guys. Okay. I know Poke is doing a live spirit box session. Something's been trying to call me over here, so I'm bringing you guys along as a witness in case that I end up not coming back. Anyway, I'm just further up the road. I'm not gonna go close to that trail, but yeah, something seems to be speaking. So, I'm gonna see what we can see. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna flip my lights over so I can see and not get hurt. So you guys have a POV of me and all that. I'm gonna lower this slightly because it's blinding me. But okay, I just heard something that sounded like a boar. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm just turning around. Basically, what I've heard is already, I don't know if you guys heard it. I heard some kind of squeaking. I also heard what I can perceive as a boar. Just so you know, this is the community. It's really weird because for some apparent reason I've never seen anyone drive up this community road. I'm not gonna go any more further. But yeah, it's weird. I felt the urge to come over here outside of the spirit box session. Poke actually has a really good medium per se, or psychic on live right now. I just want to make sure that things are not going bad, so that's one of the reasons why I chose to come over here. But we're still not in the location per se, and it just feels weird, like something is actually here, but they don't wanna show themselves because I think they know that we come for respect, but still. So okay, so anyway, let's get back into the session.
Just the area, I guess. it's the area.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're back in the spirit box session. I think he's on a break. Since he's on his live, and we're kind of already past the amount of time. On behalf of Poke and me, Jubu, I'm gonna end this session of OMG WAT DAT here at the land of the singing shells, or also known as Luakaha, or also known as Kava Luna. So, just for the sake of respect and remembrance, we tell the story here. Thanks again, guys. Peace. See you to another episode of OMG WAT DAT. See ya.